Welcome to this episode of Kennedy Saves the World. We have been bombarded, of course, by news coming out of Israel and Gaza specifically. But the thing that has shaken the world more than bombs or terrorism, of course, is Jada Pinkett holding the world hostage with her upcoming memoir, Worthy. And apparently we are so worthy, yay, that we are being subjected to her multitude of revelations about her life and her marriage and how she and Will Smith have such a beautiful marriage because they're not really married. They're separated and they don't like to be together. And she didn't want to get married in the first place. She was pregnant. She got pregnant with Will Smith's supersede within 20 seconds of meeting him. And when she was with child, her mom forced her to walk down the aisle, which she thought was so gross. And Will Smith was beneath her. So that was one of the things. The other thing is that, and this is what I love, when people write memoirs and they include stories about dead people, because you can say anything about a dead person and they can't refute it. So Jada's big thing was that Tupac asked her to marry him while he was in prison. At one point, she sold drugs. I don't really care about that. She and Tupac both suffered from alopecia, but Tupac's fans looked at the timeline and went, no, this did not happen. He did not propose to her. So that may be a big lie, but, you know, unless she has a very powerful connection to Miss Cleo or a supersized Ouija board, we're not going to get the Tupac hologram anytime soon, setting the record straight about his affection. But it was very funny because when I was writing my book on MTV, the Kennedy Chronicles, the golden age of MTV through rose-colored glasses, it's not really on sale, but I'm sure you can find it somewhere. It's a really fun read. I think you'll love every moment, especially the Michael Jordan chapter. But I thought about it because I was like, I could write anything I wanted to. I mean, I could have written about Tupac. I could have said that Tupac proposed to me when he was in prison. And what's he going to do, sue me? But I really thought about embellishing my relationship with Kurt Cobain, which, you know, really was just a series of a few annoyances. He was mostly annoyed that I would talk to him, and then he prank called me one night. But I talked to him a bunch of times, but I was like, I could totally gin up this idea that Kurt and I had an emotional affair. Now, in my book, I talked about the emotional affair that I had with Johnny Resnick from the Goo Goo Dolls and how he wrote the song Name About Me. And I got him on the record in my book saying, yes, indeed, I wrote that song about you, and it's the only song I've ever written about a very small moment in time. That's how you go on the record. Johnny Resnick is still with us. Tupac is not. Will Smith also still here, interestingly enough. And he said that you can develop emotional blindness about a partner. I don't even know what their phrases mean. It's very funny because these two have been tiptoeing into the murky pond of Scientology for many, many years. They've never really outed themselves as Scientologists, but they practice a lot of the methods and systems, and a lot of Scientology is using jargon. And these two are really, really good at using mumbo jumbo, meaningless jargon and making it sound like it means something. So all I can gather is that they have this weird, annoying, codependent relationship where, you know, she doesn't want to let go of him because I think he has been much more professionally successful than she has. And, you know, she doesn't want to get off that gravy train because when she's on her own, tongues wag, but it's not quite as scintillating as it was when she was in whatever she was in 25 years ago, other than derailing his own career by slapping Chris Rock on stage. He has had an incredibly remarkable career and has grown as an actor, but really shrunken as a human being, I think because of his ongoing multi-decade entanglement with her. And she's kind of like Meghan Markle. I think that if she's in a relationship with someone long enough, it will be till death do they part, because she's going to annoy him to death. Because with all the revelations from her book, she just comes across as one of the most bougie, pretentious, and annoying celebrities in a world where you can't be a celebrity unless you're bougie and pretentious. So congratulations to her for clearing that bar. But yeah, there are a lot of things that we learn about her being not so thrilled with Will Smith. So my question looking at him is, why not cut her loose? You know, she's out there with August Alsina, her entanglement. She's like, it wasn't an affair because affairs mean cheating, and Will and I were separated. Well, supposedly they've been separated since the Obama administration, but yet here they are still milking their relationship like a bloated dairy cow with teats just filled to the brim, desperate to get a little runoff going so she can have a little bit of a respite from the annoying longing that she has to just let go of the milk. So Jada Smith has done it. She has milked this cow as long as she possibly can, and hopefully she will wear a disguise, divorce her husband, go away, and do something a little bit more meaningful than gin up some phrases like, we just have the most wonderful, we're still evolving, we're evolving together and separately and with a bunch of dudes in my hoo-ha. So, Jada, consider me jaded. I see right through you. And I'm done with your book. I'm done with your relationship. I'm done with your red table. I'm done with your entanglements. You have outworn your welcome. I don't care that Chris Rock hit on you when he thought you were divorced because you thought you were divorced. So Will Smith can't be mad about that, but maybe it's a grudge he held. The whole thing is silly, childish, and the phrase that pays, annoying. This has been Kennedy Saves the World. I know something about being annoying. I'm Kennedy.
Listen ad-free with a Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app.
Oh, go ahead and leave me a review while you're there. I'd love to hear what you have to say. You've been listening to Kennedy Saves the World on the Fox News Podcast Network.